from round 3 onwards, any player that suffers a concussion either at a match or at training will not be permitted to either play a match or take part in formal contact training at a club for a minimum of 11 days. That doesn't preclude the player getting all the necessary attention and graduated return to play, which will continue as normal, but the minimum period before a player will be considered for full contact and to be able to play a match will be that 11-day period. There's an opportunity in very rare circumstances for a player and a club to apply for an exemption to that 11-day period, and those are for situations that are very clearly laid out criteria, and therefore mild concussions where a player has no history of concussion and hasn't suffered a concussion in a very recent period of time and are asymptomatic from the next day. This is a positive step forward as we continually think about ways in which we can make sure that the game is entertaining, but also we're providing a safe platform for our players. I'll take any questions.
So why 11 days, Andrew?
11 days is important to get the balance right between ensuring enough time for the graduated return to play, which is a 6-stage process, but also 11 days ties into ensuring that a player misses at least one round of the match, and the way our scheduling works, 11 days takes that into account. Also important is we want to make sure that players are encouraged to report symptoms. So we want to design a system to ensure that players are always reporting particularly mild concussions, and the 11-day period allows for that process to take place.
Is a concussion a concussion, or is we're reading it as category 1 concussion?
No, this applies to any player that is being diagnosed with a concussion. The reference to category 1, so there are category 1 and category 2 signs and symptoms that doctors are looking for to assess a player for a potential concussion. And so category 1 refers to what symptoms, for example, the club doctor or the independent doctor will look at in terms of the player potentially showing signs or symptoms either at training or in a match following direct contact with the head. And if a player suffered a category 1, if a player is indicating symptoms of a category 1 nature, that means they can't return to play in a match. It also means that they aren't able to get the exemption to return within an 11-day period.
Andrew, the AFL just released some new guidelines on its concussion policy, and it's an 11-stage process. You have to spend a minimum of 24 hours in each stage before you can progress. So really, 12 days is the bare minimum. With your 6-stage process, is that a similar process? You have to tick off each stage before you can move on?
Yes. The 6-stage return to play process has been adopted by many sports around the world, and our 11-day period allows for a 24-hour period minimum between each of those 6 stages, which will be carefully handled by the club doctor